I'm Anthony M. Elmore, President and founder of the Proud Black Buddhist World Association. We at the Proud Black Buddhist World Association practice Nichiren Buddhism. Nichiren Buddhism is based on the Lotus Sutra, which is the highest of Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings. And today we're going to just give you a quick Buddhist lesson. The lesson is called Zendaya's Barbie Image, or Buddhism in Zendaya's Barbie Image. Many of you may know the talented actor, singer, dancer, model Zendaya Coleman, who plays Casey Cooper on Disney's Channel show Casey Undercover. Now, in regards to Buddhism, Buddhism is the world's oldest religion. Documented evidence shows Buddhism in India and its founder Shakyamuni at Buddha's highest teachings is the Lotus Sutra. With the Proud Black Buddhist Association are Nichiren Buddhists who practice the teachings of Nichiren Buddhism. Nichiren has a writing called The Go Show. In The Go Show, the one called The Gift of Rice, it reads, quote, "When the great teacher Milo compared these passages with the one from the 6th volume of the Lotus Sutra that reads, quote, no worldly affairs of life or work are ever contrary to the true reality. He revealed their meanings and pointed out that although the first two sutras are profound, since their meanings is still shallow and fails to approach that of the Lotus Sutra, they relate secular matters in terms of Buddhism, whereas the Lotus Sutra explains that in the end, secular matters are the entirety of Buddhism. So our lecture, Buddhism in Zendaya's Barbie Image, is talking about secular matters. Secular matters are the entirety of Buddhism. Buddhism is not some Asian monk sitting in a mountain meditating. That's only one aspect about Buddhism. Buddhism is based on the law of cause and effect, where you learn through practicing Buddhism how to apply wisdom and become the highest thinking person that you can be. For example, in our world today, Buddhism teaches us that there's no such thing as race. Race is an idea or a social construct. My Buddhist lesson just tells you that race is a social construct. For example, Zendaya, father is black and her mother is white. Now, she is a person who makes her African heritage inclusive of her being. Now, so what she did was, during the Academy Awards this year in February 2015, she decided to wear her hair in the African lock style. Now, what happened was, she got criticized real bad. Now, there was a fashion police, and this woman was Gilali Racy. Now, she said that the Casey's undercover actress dress, the 18-year-old dance star, must have the smell of patchouli and weed. So she made a negative and a very racist comment about the young lady because, hey, this young lady decides to wear her hair in the African locks and to show her African pride, to show her cultural pride and that part of her family. Now, what she did was she went to Twitter and she came back, and the young teenage girl came back at this woman and she says, quote, "There is always harsh criticism of African American hair in society. Without the help of ignorant people who choose to judge others based on the curl of her hair." She continued, "My wearing my hair in locks on an Oscar red carpet was to showcase them in a positive light, to remind people of color that our hair is good enough. To me, locks are a symbol of strength and beauty, almost like a lion's mane." Now, this is a teenage girl who stood up to establish white person who is of Italian descent, but she let that white person know that it's okay for her to wear her locks. And she's letting other young girls of African descent know that your hair is okay. Just because you don't have white skin or hair like white people, you are still okay. Now, what happened when this young lady made such a statement? The Mattel company that makes the Barbie doll, notice how beautiful this woman was, and they decided, and she was beautiful. Look at how beautiful this young woman of African descent, or whose father is black, look how beautiful she is. Now, the Mattel company decided to make a Barbie doll of her. Now, what this means is that the Mattel company is recognizing diversity. In our culture, we are a diverse people, unlike Nichiren and Nichiren Shu and the SGI, Buddhist organization that extricate all black history and culture. We must live in a world that is inclusive of all people, a world of diversity, a world where we understand one's history and one's culture. So it's okay for Zendaya to be black and proud. In fact, the name Zendaya, it's a Bantu name from Zimbabwe. So she has an African name, and she embraced that. And it's okay to embrace your black culture. So this is a quick Buddhist history lesson that Buddhism is based on the law of cause and effect. The Lotus Sutra is based on the law of cause and effect teachings. It is a higher teaching than Buddhism. It's a teaching of wisdom, not about some Asian people, because they don't own the law of cause and effect. They don't own wisdom. They just have one side, which is very biased. But we, at the Proud Black Buddhists, teach a Buddhism that's inclusive of our black history and culture. I am Anthony L. Elmore, President and founder of the Proud Black Buddhist World Association. And I'm not like the Tin Man who's skipping on down the Oz, trying to find the yellow brick road, trying to find himself a heart. I'm not like the Tin Man, skipping on down the Oz, trying to find the yellow brick road, trying to find himself a heart. I'm not like the Tin Man, skipping on down the Oz, trying to find the yellow brick road, trying to find himself a heart. I'm not like the Scarecrow, searching for a brain. I studied a little sutra, and for the wisdom that I gain. Unlike the lion, I encourage to be true and follow the Lotus Sutra. Nam yo bin gecko.